of two different shifts of the janitors trying to get that cleaned up. And it just really shows how whacked out some people are.
Also, the slashing of the tires. I was reading from the statistics where it said the amount of violence within the community.
Let me answer the chat room right quick.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, we always wore gloves. All right. There was a gentleman, which I'd heard from many different people that went in the back, had full-blown AIDS. He was also noted for if somebody hooked up with somebody that he was wanting to get with. If he knew what they drove, he would go and he would slash their tires. He'd flatten all four of the tires on their vehicles. Since we had never witnessed this, we couldn't ban the guy. But another thing that he was doing back there was he would play top, meaning that basically he's playing the man role with another person. So he's the one that is actually leaving the fluid in another person. Unprotected sex, having full-blown AIDS, fully knowing what he is doing.
This is scary. There's people in jail right now because of that. That's illegal.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like assault with a deadly weapon, literally, where you're injecting someone with AIDS. That's prison time.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's almost no different than just taking a syringe with his blood in it and just injecting it into somebody. And we'd witnessed that. Now, do we still have the pagan on the line?
Let me unmute everybody because I was getting feedback. If we do have our very polite pagan lesbian caller, hold on, I'm letting everyone in. Go ahead. Are you still there?
I'm still here.
All right, wonderful. All right. Go ahead, guys.
My question, since I've witnessed so much in the homosexual lifestyle, one thing I've always heard, would you consider homosexuality to be natural as the Bible calls it unnatural?
Would I consider it to be natural?
Yes.
Yes, I would, because you see it in nature all the time. I was actually in the chat room and I was looking, God, Guns, Guts, and Glory was saying basically that we want to compare ourselves to filthy animals that are eating their own excrement constantly and everything. I think the only reason why we even bring animals into it is people keep on saying it's not natural. And if you want to show that it's natural, where do you show it? You show that it happens in nature.
Okay, hold on, D-Man. So she said, I'm going to make D-Man, out of respect to our pagan caller, I'll make D-Man respond to that. And so let me set the stage here. We have a woman on the line. Her and I have been polite to each other. And she is saying that the question was, do you believe it's natural? And I just talked about
I don't believe it's natural, what he was saying was happening in the back. This.
Oh, no. We won't bring that as an example. Yeah, no one would condone that.
In general.
Yeah, no one would condone that. We know you're not condoning that, of course, either. But we're talking about homosexuality in general. Your statement is you believe it's natural, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now, and you said because when people say that to you, they're like, well, how is it natural? And you said because we see it in the animal kingdom. Is that correct?
Yes, it happens in the animal kingdom. It happens
in
nature constantly. And
Very good. So it happens in nature in the animal kingdom. Derek, what would you say if people say, well, homosexuality is natural, it's good, because it also happens in the animal?
Look at it. Now, like I said, I'm on Wikipedia also. Homosexual behavior in animals. Homosexual behavior in animals refers to the documented evidence of homosexual, bisexual, and transgender behavior in non-human animals. Such behaviors include sex, courtship, affection, pair, bonding, and parenting. Now, if we take a look at Roy and Silo, two New York Central Park Zoo male penguins, they gave them an egg and to see if they could actually birth, hatch the egg and care for it, and they did. However, if we take a look at what the Bible is referring to as natural in reference to sex is for reproduction and reproduction only. And not only is it for pleasure, but it's to reproduce. So to take it out of that element, then it makes it unnatural, much like the question of if you take 1,000 men and you put them on the island, and you take, say 1,000 women and throw them on another island. You take heterosexual people and throw them on another island. Island C is going to be the one that is inhabited 150 years later. Why? Because naturally, through their sexual behavior, they're going to produce and they're going to multiply.
Now Derek, what would you say about the animal kingdom. What are some of
I'm
the?
going there now, Shock.
All right. You already know what I was thinking.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. So if we're going to compare our behaviors as natural, that is the definition of how the Bible puts it. But if we're going to compare it of what is natural and unnatural to the animal kingdom, that is a very dangerous worldly line of thinking, because we have observed two male dolphins will go and they will snatch a young female from a pod. And as they do this, they will watch over her, they will make her eat until they can finally mate with her, which would say that kidnap and rape is actually natural. Or we have also observed pedophilia in the animal kingdom, whereas for mature animals, we'll try to mate with animals that have not reached maturity. So by the worldly line of thinking and comparing it, well, it's natural because in the animal kingdom, that says that pedophilia would be natural. Or when animals try to mate with other animals that is out of their species, to us that is bestiality. So by nature standards, bestiality would be natural. This is a line that should not be crossed. We have to have a standard bearer somewhere of what is natural, what is acceptable. And
now, if animals were the standard bearer, what's that saying we always say, what they're teaching kids in school with the evolution? If we teach people they came from animals.
When we teach people that they come from animals, we should not be surprised when they start acting like them.
We don't act like animals.
Are you sure? Some of the people I've seen in just human nature and what I've seen, and people act worse than animals.
Yes, very good. Now we're getting to where I want to go. So would you believe that evil exists in society?
I just learned about evolution.
Oh, my God, about evolution. Okay, hold on. Let me ask our pagan caller, do you believe that evil exists in society, caller?
I do.
Okay. Then this is why I think all of us, we need to divide what is right and what is wrong. We did an atheist radio show, you guys should really hear it, called The Madness of Atheism, where the atheists were, I kid you not, I was asking them if Hitler was evil, and they said, well, that's subjective. And then, I believe this non-belief in God, this is my opinion, I believe this non-belief in God is what leads to moral relativism, and it makes life meaningless and miserable. This is, if you go to Wikipedia, type in atheism, for example, I'm reading from Wikipedia right here. It says one of the most common criticisms of atheism. This is right here on Wikipedia. Denying the existence of a God leads to moral relativism, leaving one with no moral or ethical foundation, or renders life meaningless and miserable. Now let me let in 912 caller. We got 7 lines. 912, would you say hello and test your sound?
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. And okay. Feel free to contribute, 912. And I'm going to have an open line. We got about 21 minutes. You guys can kind of go ahead and give your opinion. But let's let 912, since he just called in, what's your 2 cents on the matter, 912? Feel free to speak freely and openly.
Okay. I'm Shadow Mystic Witch in the chat room, and I'm also a gay pagan.
Why aren't you a warlock?
Because a warlock is a traitor.
Pretty much, yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
That is something that was...
I thought warlocks were like male witches.
No, a male witch is a witch.
They really need to get bewitched off the TV, huh?
Yes, they do. And actually, I find that very, comical. I like to watch it. But, a lot of people, they just need to read a book.
You guys do, so the warlock, let's talk to the warlock. Let's talk to the witch. So you do witchcraft. 912, you do witchcraft. Go ahead.
Yes, I do.
Okay, and tell us what you do when you do the witchcraft.
Well, I'm not going to go into all that. I just came to discuss, just really called.
I don't want to talk about what you do to witchcraft. Okay, well, go ahead. I'll let you escape that question. I would not want to talk about witchcraft either, but go ahead.
Jock?
Oh, yes, hold on. D-Man's saying something.
All right. Now, if you set up a pagan Wiccan show again and allow pagans and Wiccans to call in, would these two be willing to call in and actually explain what they believe?
I absolutely would.
Wonderful.
All right. The male witch?
Well, would you be willing to tell us about the witchcraft spells you do? 912?